Tonight we pray completely. Shelter us with love so sweetly. Tonight, please fight the dangers from our eyes. Please, God, protect me from sorrow. Again.
וצהלה, תוך אמוני העם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
Be the light inside the darkness, be the hope, burning bright into the night, be the voice, for those who cannot raise it, be the one who leads the way through the world's darkest days, be the light. Be the light, be the light. When days feel long and all that's left inside you are darkest days, reach for the light to guide you. The miracle of change begins with sparks of light we find within that shine. If we come close together, we will see a people strong, a shared humanity. To transform darkness into light, to lead with love instead of fight, we shine. We shine. Be the light. Be the light inside the darkness, be the hope, burning bright into the night, be the voice, for those who cannot raise it, be the one who leads the way through the world's darkest day, be the light, be the light. Be the light. Be the light.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Let's start with song.
Shabbat Shalom.
The words are up on the screen for you right here.
Ozi וזמרת ים ויהי לישועה
עוזי וזמרת ים ויהי לי לישועה עוזי וזמרת ים ויהי לי לישועה עוזי וזמרת ים ויהי לי לישועה. We're just trying to bring a little bit of the melodies that we sang when we were in Eretz Israel, in the land of Israel. We sat with Anat Hoffman, who gave us these words as an inspiration. God is my strength and my song, and God has become my salvation.
עוזי וזמרת ים ויהי לי לישועה עוזי
וזמרת ים ויהי לי לישועה
עוזי וזמרת ים
ויהי לי לישועה עוזי וזמרת ים ויהי לי לישועה. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
To all of you here, Shabbat Shalom to all of you that are online. We're back. We're back from Israel. It was really a nice trip. I didn't get much sun there, but that's not true. I'm extremely tan. But I will announce one thing. You see Bill Schmidt over here on the piano. He was with us in Israel. Not only was he with us, but he won the coveted award for going to absolutely everything we had planned on our trip. I'm not even sure if I can say the same thing, but maybe so. But Bill won that award, so afterwards you can congratulate him on going to every single event that we had, and shockingly, on time. So always on time. But I'll tell you, it's so great to be standing here in the sanctuary with that glow from Israel still on us. And it's just great to be with our community again and back in Los Angeles. And especially on this special weekend. We have a couple of things that are about our Independence Day weekend. But now we're going to start by bringing the Shabbat light into the room.
So I'd like to invite up Michelle and Sienna, who were on the Israel trip 7 years ago.
Yeah, 8, actually.
8 years ago, to help us bring in the light of Shabbat.
You don't look any older either.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner
Right after the candles are lit, we move to Shalom Aleichem, which is found on page 24 in the Siddur, about the angels that are going around right now, checking to make sure that these candles were lit in celebration of Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchni Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitem Leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh
We've reached that time now where we reflect upon our week and bring ourselves from the prose of every day to the poetry of Shabbat. So I offer this. So much has happened in the last 168 hours since Shabbat happened last week. Some of it carries a tinge of regret. Some of it carries me on a wave of joy. Some of it weighs me down. Some of it weighs as light as a feather. And it all happened and will never happen again. And yet all that happened had happened before. Perhaps not to me, but somewhere. Someone lived the same pain, the same joy, the same frustration, the same aha. That happened to me. Now is the moment to look upon all of it with kindness. Treat yourself like a child who has made a mistake, with kindness. Reflect inside and give yourself that gift, kindness. Be kind to yourself, starting now. Let's take a moment to reflect on our week. Chazarat HaShavua. Continue welcoming Shabbat on page 20 with L'Chadodi.
תפארת ולתהילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת Kabbalah. Hitoreri, Kiva orech kumiori. Uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla. לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Let's rise and face the entrance as we welcome the Sabbath bride.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה וסהולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Let's turn right to page 28 for our Baruch Hu, and then we welcome our prayers.
Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, 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 yai lai 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 lai, yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai yai lai 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 lai, yai lai 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
You may be seated. We continue in a moment on page 34 and 35. We prepare ourselves for the Shema. I think what's most important at this moment is to close our eyes if you're able to say it without reading the prayer, and to listen. Listening is more than just with your ears, but feel everything around you. Feel that connection that you have with the people around you, the space around you. Truly the connection with everything as we sing of the oneness of God. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. We continue now on page 40 as we turn to that moment when the Israelites were free at the other side of the Sea of Reeds, rejoicing in their freedom, and then going on a 40-year trek through the desert. Let's just do the first part right now. Micha Mocha. מי כמוך נטע בקודש, נורא תהילתו תוסיף אלה, נורא תהילתו תוסיף אלה.
מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים. זה אלי ענו ואמרו, זה אלי ענו ואמרו.
אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. We turn now to that prayer that welcomes in Shabbat as a part of our everyday living. It reminds me of last Friday when people are kind of rushing around the shuk, the market to get their final stuff for Shabbat, and they're hustling and they're bustling just so they can get home in time to enjoy their incredible Shabbat meal and celebrate. So, Vishamru, let us protect this time and keep it holy. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית. Page 44, שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ,
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות לדורותם ברית עולם. Let us move to page 46 for our own personal private prayers of the Amidah, the standing prayer. So we'll sing on page 46 so that our mouths can declare what's in our minds and our souls. And then we'll go on silently when you feel like you're done at around page 62, if you'd like to use prayers in the Siddur, or there's prayers in your heart as well. When you feel like you're done, just be seated. And when we're all seated, we'll continue with the service. But for now, please rise. Page 46. Adonai, sefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, sefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. As we continue, we turn to page 253 in the Siddur. We do a special prayer for those people who are ill, those people really that are just in our hearts and our minds this evening because they're in need of healing. And so we'll sing the first part, and then I have a list to read. I'll come by and take names from the congregation, and we also have names online. This is one of those moments, I think, that I think all of us really connect to this prayer because there are so many people that we know that are in need. And for us to even be calling their names, thinking about them, keeping them in our hearts, has to help. So we continue with Misha Berach.
Bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen.
Charles Ehrenberg, Linda Barad, Donna Berg, Jean-Claude Berthet, Shalom Bluestein, Bernard Birnbaum, Lester Boxer, Eitan Chaim, Marge Churchick, Woody Clark, Joseph Cohen and Patty Goodman, Andy Hale, Helene Hale, Lori Haynes, Jeremy Hutchins, Dora Kamara, Sis Klein, Michal Batmasha, Russell Kunk, Ira Laufer, Marissa Bat-Yaakov, Reuven Verivka Adina, Sheila Merowitz, Daniel Papp, Merle Prop, Rachel Bat Chana V'Chaim, Chaya Rachel Bat Karmi V'Adina, Harav Aharona Bat Tzvia V'Yosef, Warren Roston, David Roston, Dorothy Salkin, Ruth Schwartz, Leonard Shapiro, Rhoda Sharp, Lindy Sobel, Paula Warner, Sonia Ann Weggy, Theodore, and Howard Zellico.
Suzanne Roberts, Andy Nalene Hale, Lois Lebman, Rita Newman, Audrey and Judith Bennis, the Barbie family, Lupe Diaz and family, Hazel Sequenza, Tanaz, Michelle, Danielle, all the world, Lynn Sine, Anna Sophia Fouquet and her family, Devorah Bat Ruth, Jeremy Hutchings, Julie, Adisa Bat Sarah, Prudencia Ben Sarah, Myra Bat Sarah, Joey Stites, Alex Bat Debbie, Rachel Bat Bracha, Will Ryan, Grace Boxer, and Amy Goldstein.
Shabbat Shalom. I was sitting looking out the window on the 18th floor of a hotel in Tel Aviv. I was watching the sun set beautifully over the Mediterranean when I heard the news last week about the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. I'm sure that many of us have been reading a lot about this in the last week. Overturning a nearly 50-year-old law that protected the rights of 167 million women to make decisions about their own bodies. In Jewish circles, much of the discussion has been about how Jewish Talmudic sources permits abortion in cases where the mother is in danger. There's also a case, I don't know if you heard, in the reform movement in Florida that has challenged plans to limit abortions in the state on the grounds that it would violate Jewish religious rights and therefore is unconstitutional. This week, of course, we read the Torah, and in it is Korach. Korach is like this famous rebellion by this man named Korach and a whole bunch of his friends. And they ask a question of Moses and Aaron, why are you above everybody? Isn't the whole community holy? Of course, the answer is yes. The whole community is holy. And the question of Moses and Aaron's leadership in the next several verses and chapters is decided by God twice. Two proofs where God comes and miraculously chooses Moses and Aaron as the leaders. The rebellion is squashed. All of the people that were involved in the rebellion, the earth opens up, they all fall in it and go into Sheol, and they're eaten up by the earth, and Moses and Aaron are once again solidified as God's agents to lead the people. I have no problem with Moses and Aaron's leadership being decided by God in the Torah. It is a religious story, right? The Torah is a religious document. The Supreme Court is supremely secular. It's not a religious institution. It is one of the three most important bodies of our country, as we all learn in 8th grade, right? My issue through all of this, and it has been painstaking to think about what I'm going to say here on my first Friday back after this happened. My issue is why our country's highest court of law is using conservative Christian values to govern our country. I don't have anything against conservative Christian values, but I have something against the Supreme Court answering questions based upon these values. For me, one of the most important values of this country is the separation of church and state in the social sphere. I'll give you an easy example. I do not support the idea of lighting a Hanukkah menorah at City Hall. I know why it's done, because if there's a Christmas tree lighting, then we should have a Hanukkah lighting, and that those should go together so that we have equal, right? Why? I'm against, by the way, Christmas tree lighting in secular environments as well. According to the Pew studies in 2007 and 2014, maybe I'll have you guess. Do you know what percentage of our country is Christian? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone have a guess? 70%. Very close, 63. Do we have an award to give him? We don't. 70% of our country is Christian. The next highest group, 22%, are non-religious. Nuns, as they like to be called. Nuns with N-O-N-E-S. That would be strange if 22% of our population were nuns the other way. Other non-Christian faiths make up basically 6% of the country. Jews, less than 2%. Muslims, less than 1%. Buddhists and Hindus, 0.7% each. That seems logical of course, that Christian values permeate our society and are in our secular world. Why there's a Christmas tree, why we have Christmas lights, why we're inundated with Easter stories in the spring. But on this July 4th weekend, we need to keep in mind the original notion of this country as a secular nation that believes each person has the individual right to express their own religion without fear and without consequence. The First Amendment states, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. That is the establishment cause that separates church and state. But not religion from politics or public life. An individual citizen is free to bring their religious convictions into the public arena. But the government is prohibited from favoring one religious view over another, or even favoring one religion over another religion. In 1802, Thomas Jefferson wrote a letter to the Danbury Baptist Association, and he wrote, quote, I contemplate with sovereign reverence that act of the whole American people, which declared that their legislature should make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. This building a wall of separation between, thus building a wall of separation between church and state, unquote. It was this idea of building a wall of separation that the Supreme Court used in 1947, solidifying that separation. It feels to me, I want you to notice I said feel and to me, that the decisions being made by our court today are born out of a more fundamentalist Christian value lens. Religion is intended to control the behavior of the masses. It has been forever. The reason for our existence as a synagogue today is to promote Jewish values. It's to urge all of you and anyone who's watching this to keep alive values that we inherited from our ancestors. I believe the same is true for all religions. That's the purpose, to get people to act in a particular way based upon a set of values that have been given to us. The problem is that many of the values that we've inherited are ignorant of the contemporary social world of 2022. Society as a whole is much more accepting of what used to be completely taboo. The Torah talks about stoning a child if they talk back to you. The Torah talks about stoning a person to death if they desecrate the Sabbath, which is every one of us, basically. Adultery is only about married women who have sex outside of their marriage. For men, it's okay. Divorce, interracial and interreligious marriages, same-sex marriages, single people having children on their own, all of this is looked down upon by the most conservative religionists in this country. For me, Judaism and all religion now must embrace all people, no matter how they live their lives. Because Korach was right. The whole community is holy. The more fundamental we read religion, the more closed off we become. And perhaps this talk is more about how right we are to be progressive Jews, because we refuse to say things like a woman's voice should not be heard. We welcome any person who wants to include Judaism in their lives, no matter the style of the way they live their lives. And that is right. We are celebrating an independence of a great nation, the the United States of America. In order to be that America, we need to make our decisions to protect the vulnerable and embrace everybody, all of them. There's no place for religious opinions in government decisions. I don't care if it's Jewish, Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, or Muslim. To do what is right is to protect the rights of everybody. The whole community of Americans are holy. Let the way we govern be for all of us. I want to end this with a poem. It was sent to me by a friend this week. It says so well who we can be, but it's a very sad poem. It was a poem written over 60 years ago, and we can all relate to the words that I'm going to read. It was written by the acclaimed African-American poet and social activist and playwright and columnist Langston Hughes. I feel a weighted sadness that these words are as relevant today as they were when he wrote them. Let America be America again. Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great, strong land of love where never kings connive nor tyrants scheme, that any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. Say, who are you that mumbles in the dark? And who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I am the poor white, fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery's scars. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek and finding only the same old stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak. I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in that ancient endless chain of profit, power, gain, of grab the land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways of satisfying need, of work the men, of take the pay, of owning everything for one's own greed. I am the farmer, bondsman to the soil. I am the worker sold to the machine. I am the Negro, servant to you all. I am the people, humble, hungry, mean, hungry yet today, despite the dream. Beaten yet today. Oh, pioneers, I am the man who never got ahead, the poorest worker bartered through the years. I'm the one who dreamt our basic dream in the old world while still a serf of kings, who dreamt a dream so strong and so brave, so true that even yet its mighty daring sings in every brick and stone, in every furrow turned, that's made America the land it has become. Oh, I am the man who sailed those early seas in search of what I meant to be my home. For I'm the one who left dark Ireland's shore and Poland's plain, and England's grassy lea, and torn from black Africa's strand, I came to build a homeland of the free. The free? Who says the free? Not me. Surely not me. The millions on relief today? The millions shot down when we strike? The millions who have nothing for our pay? For all the dreams we've dreamed and all the songs we've sung and all the hopes we've held and all the flags we've hung, the millions who have nothing for our pay except the dream that's almost dead today. Oh, let America be America again, the land that never has been yet, and yet must be the land where every man is free, the land that's mine, the poor man's, the Indians, Negroes, me, who made America, whose sweat and blood, whose faith and pain, whose hand at the foundry, whose plow in the rain, must bring back our mighty dream again. Sure, call me any ugly name you choose. The steel of freedom does not stain from those who live like leeches on the people's lives.
Change of heart for this to mend. It will change of heart for this to mend. But miracles do happen every shining now and then. If not now, tell me when. And miracles do happen every shining now and then. If not now, tell me when.
We turn now to page 282 for Aleinu, and we sing of a time of the Messiah, of a messianic age when all will be at peace. Please rise.
Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר וחיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Be seated for a moment, please. We're going to turn to page 294 as we say Kaddish Yatom. We especially remember those members of our congregational family who are experiencing Shloshim, the first 4 weeks after the death of a loved one. We remember Muriel Krieger. We also remember those that have seasons past, whose yahrzeits occur on this Shabbat: Gabriel Collin, Stanley Jackson, Esther Pimpy Deegan, and Saul Kluger. I'd like to ask if there was anyone in the congregation who is observing Shloshim, or in the first year after the death of a parent, or if this is a loved one's yahrzeit. If you'd please stand, and as I acknowledge you, say the name of your loved one. We also can put up on the screen those members. Oh, yeah. On the screen, you can also see the names of those congregants whose yahrzeits occur on this Shabbat. And we also have a list, perhaps, online.
Rosalie Geller, Timothy Corder, Lubavitch Rabbi.
As we hear these names, we take them into our heart.
And John Gear Labian.
And we say Kaddish Yatom for those that have no one to say it for them. We say it for those lost in the Holocaust, those that have died in the last couple of years from COVID-19, and again, those that have died in the violence of recent times. We take them all into our hearts as we rise together and say Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, בהגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילם מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to every human being on the planet, and we say
Amen.
amen. You may be seated.
I think we only have
We got some announcements.
just two. Do you want to introduce Amy?
I think she'd
She
be
heard me say
embarrassed,
it.
but we're going to say it anyway. You know, we have
Wait,
someone
wait,
here.
let's come back to us.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. We have someone here. Has it been 2.5 years, Amy, that you've been watching this service from Oakland? And Amy's finally come, and we see that she actually is a three-dimensional human being.
Us
So
too.
we wanted to welcome Amy Cohen to Los Angeles and to Temple Emanuel. It's so great to see you.
So great.
Is there anyone else here that's visiting for the first time that would like to introduce themselves?
Or if you don't want to, that's fine.
Okay, now we're on.
Okay, so we have about 6 weeks of of calmness. However, if you look up on the screens, welcome back. It's a very big deal this year.
Billy
Last year we did
Joel.
Carole King. This year is Billy Joel, but it's also combined with our gala honoring Lorraine and Jerry Factor and our ECC director, Stacy Kestner. It's like a big old party.
Gala. It's like a gala.
It's like a gala. When gala meets Shabbat, you get welcome back Billy Joel Shabbat Gala. That's a lot. It's
a
going to
lot of
be at the
words.
boat, what's it called? Boat Court? Boat
Yes.
Center. It says on there, in the middle of Beverly Hills. We are super excited. And Billy Joel's this year's, we got to get right in it. Well, I have to get ready. Oh. Okay. We'll be telling you a lot more about that now,
Yep.
but people are already buying tickets for the dinner. I think everyone's welcome to the service, but we'll have
It's
to
going
see.
to be great.
Then, number 2, Shabbat morning. Oh, join us tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning we'll be here
Tomorrow
with new
morning.
Cantorial student Jenni Asher, who's been here the last several weeks, if you've come on Saturday morning.
We thought it'd be nice to have her join us tomorrow morning. Those are the only announcements.
It's the summer.
It's the
I have
summer.
one other announcement. Next week, we're hoping that we're going to be outside in the courtyard, because in the summer we like to do it in the courtyard. But I can't promise it because there are some technical issues we have to work out. But
We might do it in person in the courtyard and not have our full audio set up and be put up on an iPhone. That is another option.
yeah,
So then people better show up.
wonderful. Let us end as we began.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we're closing with Oziva Zimrat Yah. Rabbi Aaron gave the translation. It's also up there. This Women of the Wall, Talit, we met with Anat Hoffman, who is the director of the Israel Religious Action. What?
Yeah.
She just finished,
Retired,
right? Okay.
she retired.
Just retiring as the director of the Israel Religious Action Center. Even today, this morning was Rosh Chodesh? Was it yesterday morning? What the women are going through to just be able to pray at the wall continues to be difficult, from tearing their prayer books, having to hide the Torahs, et cetera, et cetera. And most importantly, this song is what they use to try and drown out the whistling and spitting and yelling that is happening as they're trying to pray. So maybe everyone, since it's very repetitive, think of that. Bring your voices to this song today and think about these women that are fighting for the ability to pray like we are.
If you'd like to
around the
stand
world.
up, you know,
Yes.
whenever you stand and you start singing, the sway happens, and it makes it easier to sing louder. So there we have one person standing.
Standing in the back, I want to say thank you, Robert, for keeping us safe. Thank you, Dan and crew, for audio. Thank you, Bill,
Sarah.
as usual. Sarah.
Bill.
Oh, Sora. Oh, it's okay. Here we go. Ozi bezimrat Yah, vayili lishua. Ozi bezimrat Yah.
atem b'vorechem, baruch atem b'tzeitchem. You were blessed as you came into this house. May you be blessed as you go forward.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Happy 4th of July. Shabbat Shalom.